what's up, everybody? This is Gary Holt from Exodus and formerly from Slayer, and you're listening to The Razor's Edge.
Welcome back to The Razor's Edge, where today we have Markus from Helloween with us. Markus, how are you?
All right, I'm fine, thank you. Very good.
Excellent. And before we talk about all things Helloween, I just wanted to jump back in time a little. What first drew you to heavy music?
Well, I started off listening to punk music, and I was in a punk band when I was a very, very young guy. When I was 15, 16 years old, I started off playing songs from the Ramones and the Sex Pistols, And it's still in my heart, that Sex Pistols and Ramones stuff and all that kind of punky stuff. And I went to gigs and concerts here in the Market Halle, you probably know, in Hamburg. They did a lot of punk shows here. And then later on, I became a big fan of AC/DC, Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath, Michael Schenker, UFO, and Led Zeppelin, and so on, And then I was kind of thinking, well, I did enough punk now. I can improve myself a little by doing heavy metal.
And which do you prefer of the two to listen to, punk or heavy metal?
It's different. Well, I'm listening a lot to metal and actually also blues music. I'm a great Walter Trout fan in a way. That's what I kind of love. I love the Stray Cats, Yeah. I'm into that music too from time to time. And still listening from time to time to Ramones and Sex Pistols,
Absolutely.
And it's also great and funny what John Lydon is still saying when you hear him talking, and how angry he still is about some things. I enjoy that. I kind of like that. He's still not. He's still shouting at things, and he's still like angry about things, and he's still punk in a way. It's like he's still a statement. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking back all those years, you've been with Helloween 40 years now. So how did the formation of the band come about?
Yeah, well, do you mean in the beginning?
Yeah.
Well, there was like a bunch of guys that wanted to go out, they wanted to party, they wanted to rock and roll, they wanted to drink, they wanted to play. And we kind of found each other in the Hamburg scene. We went to the same discos, rock bars, found each other and talking to each other. That was clear that we wanted to do something very special, something very Halloweenish. Even though the name wasn't there, but it was clear that we're going to do we could easily have done some hard rock type-ish thing going like light riffing and some cool boof pang. But that was like too easy for us. It was like we wanted it to make more solid, more stable, more interesting, with a lot of harmonies, with a lot of speed, but still being in that harmonical range with the vocals and the guitars, and we wanted just to make something special, And I think we got it quite together. It's still existing today.
Absolutely. 40 years on. 40 years is
yeah. It's a lot of time. Reminds me of what an old fart I am now.
We all are. We're all growing old.
Yeah, we're not getting any younger, don't we? But the beer is still tasting good.
So in a few weeks, on August the 29th, Helloween release their latest album, Giants and Monsters. It's your 17th studio album. Did you ever think you would release that many records as a band?
It's just funny. When I started this interview sessions for this record, they told me, "Oh, you got your 17th record out." I couldn't even remember how many albums I did. So that got me thinking of, wow, this is such a lot of time doing albums, doing records, and there's not a record without my bass guitar. It's just like amazing thinking about how long you can do it, and thank God that I'm be able to do this, if you hear me complain about anything, it's privilege to go out on tour after all this time. If you hear me complaining, the Lord should immediately strike me with the lightning, So, but I never thought that it's going to be that long of a time, but then there's even still some years ahead of us, because it's running very smoothly and good.
Yes. And in terms of running smoothly and good, this album features what's now termed the Pumpkins United lineup. How is this era of Helloween working out?
It's going very, very good. I mean, with two more people in now, and we can. The live situation of it is very, very cool because there's a lot to see. You got three guitar players doing different things from time to time. You got two and a half, three singers. That's very, very interesting. I mean, even on the record, it's just like working out very, very well with the singers and the guitar players changing ideas, throwing ideas at each other. It's not going to make it actually easier when you have decisions for what songs we should take for the album, what part of that song could be in the song, or I mean, discussion are getting very, very much longer and much more exhausting because you have two more people having their own head and giving ideas at you, and it's taken even longer to come to the point, but in the end of the day, it's a very creative process. And listening to the album, it's all worth it, It's a very creative kind of working. It takes a long time, but we take this time to get the best results. It's kind of cool, and the understanding is great, and the way we work with it is great. Of course, we have heavy discussions, and sometimes we have to swallow your pride because somebody's doing some stuff to your song that you didn't like that much. But whatsoever, in the end of the day, you have a hell of a record and a killer album, and so it's all worth it. I'm a team player. I go with every decision that's going to be fine for Helloween. Even if it hurts my song or whatsoever. I like to be a team player.
Yeah, absolutely. And do you think having that extra guitarist, that extra vocalist, really helps now with not just with the creative process, but what comes out at the end of it? Do you think the Helloween output is improved by having those extra members?
Oh, definitely. They have a great input. I mean, it's like when I play my bass, I have some guitars, I may have some keyboards or something, and the drums, and some barely some parted vocals, or even not that, but then because the vocals are being added, it's the last thing you do in the studio because they need the full playback to give the full emotions, and I never know who's going to sing that song when I'm playing a tune, and that's kind of very, very interesting working routine. When the mix is done, I hear it for the very first time, who's going to sing that tune, who's going to sing this tune, and that's kind of very, very interesting because they decide very late. They also kind of sing. Michael sings that song, Andy sings that song, and Kai sings a little bit here and there, and then later on they decide what's best for the song, And then sometimes Michael says, "Oh well, Andy, this is not going to be for my voice. What if you sing it?" And the other way around, So that way they find out what's best for the song, or what singer would be fitting this or that song, and that's kind of a very, very interesting working routine,
Absolutely. And as we said earlier, you're 40 years into this career now. Creatively, for yourself, what keeps you inspired to write and produce new music?
It's just like you want to show yourself actually that you can do it again. You did it for a long, long, long time, and it's not going to make it any easier doing it again after 40 years. You got to bear in mind you don't want to repeat yourself too much. Of course, you got your writing style, you got your songs, you got your ideas coming from me. Is always like the way I'm writing, But then I got a lot of people helping me. They write different songs and they got different harmonies, they got different styles, and you combine it everywhere you as much as you can, because I have different ideas from the others, and combined with them ideas to my song or to any other song makes it very interesting. And that's the working flow we got, There's so many influences. We have like 5 or 6 songwriters doing very, very different things, and that makes it, we have a big variety of ideas on the table. When we start recording, we have like more than 32, 34 songs on the table, Deciding what song goes on the record is never really easy because the songs are not being on that record. They're not really that bad. You know,
Yeah.
it's just that you can decide to make the album like this or like that, or give it a little bit of a different color, or does this record need a different song or a different approach
Yeah.
with one or two songs? It's just like a hell of a discussion we have, but it's cool. You know, it's a creative part. It's nice.
Do you ever revisit in later years? Do you ever revisit those songs that you didn't use on an album and say, "Oh, actually, for this album that will work. Let's pick that back up and work on it again"?
No, actually not. They're all in the boards. They're all at home with the songwriters, and for each and every record, we write new songs in a way. You know, that's all new stuff.
Excellent. So for Giants and Monsters, for the artwork, you've used Ilan Cantor again. It's the
Yeah.
second time you've used him, and he seems to be everyone's go-to at the moment. Everyone
Yeah.
uses him. He produced.
All right. All right.
So
Yeah.
when you approach him for album artwork, what brief do you give him to produce?
To make a cool Halloween album. Actually, I'm not so really into artworks and stuff like this. So he's going to be told the idea of Giants and Monsters, and by telling him that, he's kind of free to do anything whatever has to do with Halloween, or the pumpkin. The pumpkin's got to be there, a little bit of the rings or whatsoever he's got in mind, thinking about Halloween, and that's cool with him. He's got this Halloween idea catching up with, and then creating something that fits the band.
Yeah.
When he's got the title.
Absolutely. And looking at this album, the cover for this album, how pleased are you with what he has produced?
I'm fine. I'm fine with it. It's a cool metal album. It's a cool metal, but classical. It's not cheesy. It's a bit Halloweenish.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a great album cover, to be honest, and I really love his work anyway and everything he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So as we this October, you're out on the road again. You've got the 40th anniversary tour across the Europe and the UK. You've got one date in the UK. What do you have planned for the show for this tour? Is there anything special?
Just being ourselves, more than ever, because that's the success of Helloween. We're not pretending to be anything else but Helloween, and each individual member is not somehow not pretending to be anything else but that for what he is, and that's kind of a secret with Helloween, I guess. That's why people love us. We can have a really big laugh about ourselves. Sometimes we have a kiddish, naive humor, which some people think it's not metal enough, but then, hey, give me a break. We are what we are,
We're in festival season at the moment, obviously, and I did want to discuss a UK festival with you, Bloodstock.
All right.
You were supposed to play in 2023, but Michael had laryngitis, and you had.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Feel sorry. I still feel sorry for it, because doing that was what would have been a great thing, But instead of that, I went through Edinburgh because the flight was booked already, and went to the Fringe Festival. You know that?
I do, yeah, nice.
I was there for a couple of days and met some fans over there. So I did some autograph work, at least. But it was a great festival, that Edinburgh is a real beautiful city, with that bar, with that pub called The Last Drop. You know that?
I know that, yeah.
Where the people are about to be hanged.
Yeah.
So they have their last little drop. They could drink themselves and then go out there. They don't say have a good day. They say, all right, now you have a good day. Ooh. Yeah. And it was happened over there, right?
Absolutely.
Well, weird, but hey, that's life. That's life and death.
And at least you made the most of that summer, even though you couldn't play those shows because of Michael's illness.
Maybe we do it next year.
Is there plans to come and do the festivals in the UK again?
I don't know if there's this one. We have a lot of festivals on for 26 already, so I could ask about that one as well. If I don't know, I think it's early enough to check it up.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'd love to see you there.
Yeah.
Yeah, since 2023, we've been hoping you'd eventually.
Bloodstock, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So looking ahead to the future, after the anniversary tour in October, what's next for Helloween?
October. Well, after the European tour, we have a little break for Christmas and January, February, and then we go out for Japan, Asia, the whole bit of Asia. We do Indonesia, we do Korea, we do Kuala Lumpur, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then we go to North America and South America. And then it's time for the festivals, and maybe there will be the Bloodstock. I'm going to ask the management if they're going to check it out.
Yes, I hope so. Well, Markus, it's been wonderful talking to you today. I've been listening to Giants and Monsters for the last few days, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's a great Halloween.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so Giants and Monsters is out on Raining Phoenix Music on August the 29th, and I wish you the very best with it.
All right. Thank you very much.
For listening. Make sure you keep up to date with all of our interviews by subscribing to our channel. For all the latest news, reviews, interviews and more, head over to our website www.therazorsedge.rocks.